Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is when they comfort you after a bad day at work. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's get going. The slam of your apartment door echoed a little too loudly in the quiet space. You tossed your bag onto the nearest chair with more force than necessary, the dull thud mirroring the ache in your chest. Work had been a gauntlet of unreasonable demands, passive-aggressive colleagues, and a mountain of paperwork that seemed to reproduce itself. By the time that you'd finally escaped, your nerves were frayed and your patience was non-existent. You kicked off your shoes, letting out a frustrated sigh. All you wanted was to curl up in a ball and disappear until tomorrow. Just as you're about to shuffle towards your bedroom, a familiar deep voice cut through the silence. "Hey, what's with the dramatics, dumbass? I could hear that door from the kitchen." You flinched slightly, having forgotten that Katsuki was probably already home. He usually was. He's casual as a pro hero, often allowing him for earlier returns than yours. Before you could even formulate a response, another, warmer voice cut in. "Hey, everything okay, babe? You look a little stormy." Ijiro, of course. He turned to see them both emerge from the kitchen, Katsuki wiping his hands on a towel, with a scowl that you knew by now was just his default expression. Not necessarily aimed at you. Ijiro, over the sunshine, had a concerned furrow in his brow, his usually spiky red hair looking a little softer as he tilted his head. You could feel a prickle of tears behind your eyes, an unwelcome reaction of their presence. He hated being this vulnerable, especially after a horrible long day. "It was just a really bad day for me," he mumbled, avoiding their gazes and walking past them towards the living room. Katsuki scoffed, but it wasn't dismissive. It was more of an exasperated sound, a sign that he was trying to process your quietness. "No shit, Sherlock. You look like you're about to explode. What happened?" Ijiro was already by your side, his hand gently finding your arm. "Come on, let's get you sat down. Do you want some tea?" Katsuki was just making some. You let him guide you to the sofa, sinking into the cushions with another heavy sigh, the familiar scent of their colognes. A mix of Katsuki's fiery spice and Ijiro's more grounded, comforting scent was strangely calming. Katsuki, always practical, placed a steaming mug of tea on the coffee table in front of you. "Spill it. Don't just sit there moping like a pathetic extra." Despite his harsh words, you knew it was his way of showing he cared, his gruffness a shield for genuine concern. Ijiro squeezed your shoulder gently. "He just means we're here to listen, love. Whatever it is, you don't have to carry it alone. You can tell us." The dam you'd been holding back all day finally broke. You started to talk, the words stumbling out in a rush. The impossible deadlines, the passive-aggressive emails, your boss's seemingly deliberate attempts to undermine your efforts. You felt the frustration, the anger, and the sheer exhaustion pour out with each sentence. Katsuki listened surprisingly quiet, his expression a mixture of irritation and something akin to a protective growl. Ijiro, true to his nature, nodded empathetically, offering soft murmurs of encouragement. They're so frustrating, okay? And I tried so hard, and it just felt like everything I did was wrong." You finished, your voice cracking slightly. Katsuki slammed his fist lightly on the armrest, making you jump. "Frickin' idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. You work harder than anyone I know, and if they can't see that, they're blind." Ijiro chuckled softly at Katsuki's outburst, then turned his focus back to you. "He's right, you know. You're incredibly dedicated and talented. Don't let their negativity get to you. You know your worth, and so do we." He moved closer, pulling you into a side hug, his arm warm and solid around your shoulders. Katsuki, not to be outdone in the comfort department, surprisingly sat on your other side, his arm brushing against yours. He didn't hug you, not in the soft way Ijiro did, but he leaned in, a silent offer of his presence. If they push you around again, just tell me. I'll go down there and show them what real frustrating looks like. A faint smirk played on his lips, a hint of his typical explosive bravado. He couldn't help but let out a small wet laugh. I appreciate the offer, Katsuki, but I think you'd probably get arrested. Worth it if it shuts their whiny mouths. He grumbled, though the tension in his shoulders seemed to ease lightly. As he smiled, Ijiro pulled back just enough to look at your face. See? We've got your back, always. He squeezed your hand, his touch grounding. How about we forget about work for the rest of the night? Katsuki was making dinner. His katsudon, actually. And then we can just relax, watch some stupid movie, and cuddle until you feel better. He looked from Ijiro's earnest, kind eyes to Katsuki's grumbling. The warmth that spread through you had nothing to do with the tea and everything to do with them. Katsudon sounds perfect. You admit it, a genuine smile finally breaking through the gloom. Katsuki made a triumphant sound, already pushing himself up. Finally, something that you're not whining about. Go on, get changed out of those present clothes. I'll finish up dinner. As he walked back towards the kitchen, he turned to Ijiro, leaning your head against his shoulder. Thank you, both of you. You always know how to make everything better. He wrapped his arms around you tighter, pressing a soft kiss to the top of your head. That's what we're here for, love. No matter what, you're our person, and we're yours. We'll always make sure that you feel safe and loved, especially when the world tries to knock you down. You closed your eyes, letting the comfort of their presence wash over you. The day had been awful, sure, but ending it in the arms of the two people who loved you most, who understood you without needing a single word, made it all bearable. With them, even the stormiest days eventually gave way to a comforting embrace. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And goodbye!